Halftime is brought to you by Dockers Khakis, proud makers of nice pants.
All right, welcome back, everyone. I'm Terry Bradshaw in our Hollywood studios. Joining me, Jimmy Johnson, Howie Long, and, of course, first half look. Let's take a look at the Packers. Brett Favre, hottest quarterback in the National Football League, 19 yards. Anthony Morgan, safety can't get over. Green Bay up by 7. Jim Moore knows he's in trouble. Back comes Favre again. Play action to safety. Comes up, fights on it. Brooks, 40-yard down, 21-7, Pack. Now, Jim Everett trying to rally the Saints. Those deep corner of the end zone. Craig Newsome is there to make the interception. The Packers lead at halftime, 28-14. Brett Favre with 4 touchdown passes. Earlier today, Cordell Stewart and the Pittsburgh Steelers trying to continue their winning ways on this day, 7-game winning streak. 22-yard pitch out, a 22-yard touchdown run. Breaks the tackle at the 5. Steelers up 24-12. Curtis Martin out of the backfield. Linebackers drop deep. He takes a pass from Bledsoe. Breaks tackle, scoots 22 yards. Go for 2. Dave Megan makes the catch. It's 27 all until this 62-yard Neil O'Donnell to Ernie Mills touchdown pass. This sets it up. Steelers go on to win this football game 41-27 and clinch a first-round bye. Jimmy, I got to come right to you now. The Steelers, although they scored a lot of points, would be a little bit of concern, perhaps, that their defense did not play as well as you'd want them to play, getting ready for the playoffs.
Well, the defense gave up 439 yards today. They did score a couple of times, but you look back in the early part of the season when this team was 3-4, Bill Cowher and offensive coordinator Ron Earhart changed the personality of this offense. A year ago, they ran the ball 54% of the time. Now, after this game today, they are throwing it 57% of the time. They're wide open offense. They're using Cordell Stewart. That's why one reason why they have an 8-game winning streak. You know,
when getting ready for the playoffs, you talk about the Green Bay Packers. You got to talk about Brett Favre. My God, 4 touchdown passes, Howie.
How do you spell MVP? 4,000 yards already on the year, 4 TDs today, 36 on the year. The first quarterback to throw that many TDs since Dan Marino in 1986 with 44. We said that they'd go after Jimmy Spencer today. They did with Robert Brooks. He has his 8th 100-yard game, breaking another guy who played there by the name of Sterling Sharp's record for the club.
Well, speaking of records, let's talk. Our James Brown is in Philadelphia tonight for the Buster Mathis Jr. Mike Tyson fight, and James Brown sat down with Mike Tyson.
Back in the ring after a 4-year layoff, were there any doubts in your mind that you still had the tools, the goods to be able to deliver strong?
I didn't have any doubt. It's just that I knew I could do well. I just knew I could do well. Even in my worst night, I knew I could do well. I was just worried about what people would think, and I was caught up in that scenario. You know what I mean? People were throwing a lot of negative vibes, so that's why I shut everything out, and I just concentrated on doing what I had to do. And all the fanfare and all the crazy, they made a big thing about the publicity about the fight. It got me a little nervous.
How have you become a different person?
Well, you know, I'm not totally, as they say in the rehabilitation program, I'm not totally saved as far as my deeds and concern in life. You know, good or bad, but you know what I mean? I'm on the road. I didn't stray away yet.
But what's kept you on the straight and narrow thus far?
There's people that I see that was a part of that environment that I was once, you know what I mean, a brotherhood of, and I still love them and have respect for them, but they have to understand that that just wasn't healthy for me. You know what I mean? It's probably good for them. I was too extreme in that world. You know what I mean? I couldn't handle it.
Will all of this make you a better fighter?
Well, I don't necessarily about a better fighter. I just know when I fought Peter McNeil, that's the first time in my whole career I ever been to a fight and never had to say, well, let me stop drinking because now it's time to train. That's the first time in my life I went through the whole training period. I went through the whole thing. I trained for a fight without ever having to drink. First time in my life.
How has being a Muslim changed your life? I mean, we've seen and heard you, but how has it changed your life?
I don't see the change, but they see the change. I see people that have been out and they said, I remember a long time ago, I met you 6 years ago. I like the way you are now. Stay this way. You know what I mean? Because instead of going to a club and just being nice and humble and just watching people and talking and having conversations, social, I would go and want to destroy the club. You know what I mean? I used to go and destroy the club. So I take the club, I thought I owned the club. I'm ready to destroy it. And, you know, I'm young, so I thought, whatever it costs, I'll pay for it. So it was just crazy. But the fact is, it just gave me an insight on just humanity and the way I want to be treated.
Don't forget tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern Time, 5 o'clock Pacific Time. Tyson Mike Mathis Jr. will be back to the New Orleans Superdome right after this.